Well, if my hair looks a little bit wet, it's because it is. It's been raining quite a bit of the day. So we mostly tried to stay out of the rain. But that's not a bad thing. We are so excited that it rained, mostly because the ground needs it badly. It's still drizzling, and again, happy about that. Very, very glad. Mostly because, look at these plants. These plants desperately need a little bit of water, and the ground needs it. And there's a whole bunch of chickens. Like a whole bunch of chickens over there. And there's more chickens off in the bush doing their chicken thing. So we're good there. And I'm just checking on these plants. I don't have to go in the barn because Tristan told me he got all the eggs. That he got one more egg than there are hens hanging over there, which means somebody's visiting from the other coop. So somebody's laying an egg in there that isn't normally laying an egg in there. That's fine. That means there's no eggs for me to grab. So we're not going to bother going over there because it's raining and I'd like to get back inside. But if I seem a little bit sad, it's because I am. So today, the 4 tiniest kittens turned 8 weeks old. It's been 8 weeks since they were born. It really was. And you'll notice no one's coming running out to meet me. No one. No baby Bowser. Nothing. That's because they went to their new family. Now, 3 of them were always going to go together. And then they actually wanted 4. So they took all 4. And that means baby Bowser is not here. So if I'm a little sad, that would be why. But again, like I've said before, being sad is a good thing. Being sad about it means I loved them. And loving them means they got a good start in life. So we got that going for us. Now, you notice puppies have moved over here. This is just a nicer spot. They can hang out and do their puppy things. They look good, they feel good, they're happy. So the puppies are doing fantastic. And if you notice I'm wearing like a sweater, like real sweater, it's because it's freaking cold. The puppies don't think it's freaking cold. I think it's freaking cold. So, got that going for me. But it's what I call freaking cold. Because it is. It's so cold. It is so cold out right now. For July. Not below freezing. I'm not saying we got frost or anything. That would be weird. But it is cold enough that I'm irritated about it. So, we're just going to take a look in here. I just want to see. I'm not going to bug you too much, honey. It's just she made a nest. This is Smeagol. She made a nest, and I don't think she had any babies yet. No, she did not. Okay. That's a good girl, Smeagol. She did not, but she did make a nest. So I thought I would check. So now that I've touched a rabbit in quarantine, I can't actually touch the other rabbits. That's my recommendation for people. If you have a rabbit in quarantine, if you've touched it, don't go over and touch these guys who are not in quarantine until you've washed your hands. So we're just going to look from afar. Usually I go the other way. So we're just going to look from afar and not do that. Because the last thing you want to do is transmit disease. Now, we don't think she's diseased, but you should always be careful. And you might be wondering where the other kennel is. Well, that's what the puppies are in. So nobody's in that kennel right now? Like, nobody's in that kennel. So because nobody is in that kennel, like literally nobody's in that kennel. So because nobody was in that kennel, we're not going to touch anybody. We're just going to look. But because nobody was in that kennel, I figured, well, why don't we just use it and moving it'll give Rowan an easier time scraping that down. So it'll just be easier for him to clean that up, scrape it all down, lay down some wire, and put the kennel back. So it wasn't really a big deal, right? So we did that. So we could move the puppies, and the puppies could have a great time. And we could just keep moving the kennel around, and the puppies can have a great old time. We have a bunch of ducks under the picnic table doing duck things. We got some chickens over that way. So, turkey napping here in the middle of the septic field, doing his thing. Ducks. I think we got like 6 ducks there right now. Ducks doing duck things. Yeah. And we have Shadowfax doing his thing. Did not escape today. Yay. And Arwen, of course, who's always escaped, but that's okay because that's on purpose. So, quail are good. But Arwen's just on the other side here. So we got that going for us. Anyway, going to be a rather short video because it is still drizzling and I'm getting a little wet. That's okay. I'm not going to complain, but we don't have any kittens. So all the kittens running around, 12 kittens running around the yard that you've been used to, they're gone. And not in a bad way. I mean, they're gone in a good way. DK's gonna come up from under the deck. He's been hanging out. Good boy, DK. So, it was a little bit bittersweet today. Because I really thought I might keep baby Bowser. But I have a rule. If I haven't fully decided to keep one, I will only keep one if nobody asks about that baby. And they asked. They asked, do you happen to have a 4th? Yeah, I do. Don't worry, it's fine. I don't need to keep her. I've got Bowser and she looked just like her mama. I don't need to keep her, but I mean, right? Sometimes you gotta sell them. Because they have a purpose beyond your place. I mean, it's purposeful having them. It's not an accident. We had them so they could go to homes. We didn't have them so we could just stockpile our own cats. That's not why we had kittens. So it wouldn't have been a great idea to keep them, right? It wouldn't have been a great idea because that wasn't what they were for. We have plenty of cats. We have 4 girls. So we didn't need to keep a baby this year, but still wanted to. It's kind of like with the puppies, right? I want to keep the little girl with the pink collar, but a couple of things. I don't really have the capacity right now to raise another dog for 2 years. I just spent 2 years raising Tequila and Vodka, and they're now 2, and Tequila's 2.5, Vodka's 2, and they are fantastic dogs and excellent at their job, and that is in large part because we worked so hard to raise them, and I'm the one primarily working with the animals. So for animals getting trained, it's me, right? It's me, not other people. And I don't really have the capacity right now. I don't really have the capacity to train another one for another 2 years. Eventually. But I'm not going to get 2 in 1 year again. What I'm going to do is keep a girl in 2 or 3 years when she's either 4 or 5. Preferably 5, right? Preferably when she's 5. I will do that. And then, after that girl is like 18 months old, we'll start looking for a little boy to go with her. Not keeping a boy because we're not going to let brothers and sisters breed. Dogs do not handle inbreeding very well. So we're not doing that with dogs. Some animals are fine. Mira's being weird. Mira's being incredibly weird, but whatever. But that's the plan with the dogs. So keeping one now, well, I don't need that many dogs right now. I want to wait till Tequila's like 5 before I keep one. Because then by the time that one's trained, she's 7. because it takes 2 years to properly train your livestock guardian dog. So by the time the daughter is trained, Tequila is 7. Mosquitoes, there's lots of them. And then we look for another puppy, like when Tequila is 6 or 7. And then, so Tequila is 8 or 9 by the time that one is reaching maturity. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into raising a good livestock guardian dog. Okay? And if I'm going to do it again, and I am, I want to have the capacity to do it. I want a break. I want at least a year off from training dogs, because from intense training of older dogs. So I don't mind starting the puppies. They are getting started on their basic skills. They're socializing with the animals, so they learn to be around chickens and they learn to be around rabbits. It's still going to be on their families to carry that on. But I am starting the basics. I don't want to do more than the basics right now. Like, the basics are fun. You know, you get to hang out on the grass with a bunch of puppies and some rabbits. That's fun. I don't want to have to do the more intense training, especially once the dog is like 4, 5, 6 months, where you're starting to be like, okay, let's learn to do a job. I don't want to do that right now. So because I don't want to do that right now, keeping one would be a mistake. Also, it's the age thing, right? If I keep one now, Tequila's only 4 when that one reaches maturity. And do I really need that? I don't. I don't need that many, right? So, again, it's a conscious decision not to keep any. Though, like I always say, I never breed something I don't want to get stuck with. So if I got stuck with a puppy or 2, I would just deal with that, right? Never breed something you don't want to get stuck with, because there's always a chance you're not going to be able to sell it one. So, anyway, that is going to be about it for today. DK is growing across the road. I don't know if you can see him there walking up the driveway. He blends in a bit. But he's walking up the driveway to go across the road to hunt, because that's what DK does. There's lots of mice and rats in that field. And come fall, if the cats don't stay on top of it when they cut the crops, what happens is all the mice end up in our yard and in the forest. So the cats stay on top of it. So if you ever wondered why we have that many cats, that's why. We need the mousers. They're good mousers. Anyway, that is going to be about it for us here tonight. It rained. Kittens went home. We socialized puppies. Socializing puppies is going to be what we do every day till these puppies start to go home, which is going to be in about 10, 12 days they start going home. And they're 6 weeks old. So 10, 12 days they can start going home. And that'll be good for them. They'll be excited. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.